1.8 billion years ago, the universe begins with the Big Bang.
Have you ever looked up at the night sky and felt a certain connection? Apparently, you're not alone. Some scientists have felt the same kind of connection, which led them to some amazing discoveries. Here he is. Humans are made of stardust. Here's why. By the way, make sure to click that subscribe button to stay up to date with all our engaging videos, and use that trigger finger by smashing that like button. Now let's get into it.
To thank you for watching this video, we're offering you an absolutely free training webinar. Do you want to learn the secret of improving all aspects of your life and unlocking what you're really capable of? The legendary Bob Proctor spent over 57 years learning this one thing and is hosting a free webinar where he reveals what he's learned and what actually works. He'll teach you the law of compensation, a secret only the mega wealthy know of but not taught in our educational system, and the impression of increase, the law of laws that will increase areas in all aspects of your life, whether it be in health, relationships, or wealth. Right now, the first 200 people to use the link below will get access to this free webinar. Now, let's get back to the video.
A person's body is composed of elements forged by stars, as are the components of their food, their bikes, and their electronics. Earth rocks, plants, animals, and air are also crafted by stars. Stars undergo continual fusion, creating new elements as they collide. They will then explode late in life, sending the elements they forged out into the universe. Similarly, new elements may be created during stellar collisions. Astronomers have just observed how gold was created during two dying stars colliding. As a result of their discoveries, scientists are gaining a better understanding of how everything in the universe began. All known molecules come from atomic particles called atoms, which are the smallest particles in the universe. The Earth contains 92 natural elements like carbon, oxygen, sodium, and gold. Their atoms are the smallest particles in the universe. At the heart of every atom lies a tiny but important nucleus. These particles are known as protons and neutrons. The more particles in an atom, the heavier it is. Chemistry has compiled a chart that ranks elements based on structural features, such as the number of protons they contain. Among their top elements is hydrogen, the first element with 1 proton. Helium comes in second, with 2 protons. Despite being an instantaneous event, the Big Bang kick-started the whole universe. It is said that 14 billion years ago, scientists believed that everything exploded into the universe out of a pea-sized lump of dense, hot matter. In the early few hundred million years after the Big Bang, the universe consisted only of large gas clouds made up of 90% hydrogen atoms and 10% helium. After time, the gas molecules leaped toward each other due to gravity. Stars are like nuclear reactors that take a fuel and transform it into something else. In every star, hydrogen is transformed into helium, and helium is then transformed into carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, and iron, which is all the stuff we are made of. These gas clouds become denser, and the heat increased, leading to their formation into balls known as protogalaxies. As a star gets hotter, it makes heavier elements. The heavier the element, the hotter the star. In them, materials accumulated into ever-dense clumps, some of which form stars. Despite the Milky Way's massive size, stars are still being born this way. Like humans, a star's time in the universe is also limited. When a star still has fuel, pressure from nuclear fusion pushes outward and counteracts the force of gravity. Once the fuel has been consumed, the star is no more. When stars die, they swell and explode, shedding body layers. Stars of small to medium sizes do not explode when they die. Only the iron and lighter elements in the core collapse, and the rest of the star expands gently, like a cloud. In that process, the star swells into an enormous glowing ball. Along the way, it cools and darkens. Astronomers call it a red giant. The outer halo of such a star will drift into space as much as possible. Larger stars experience a very different fate once their fuel is exhausted. Their cores collapse as they exhaust their fuel, leaving them hot and extremely dense. These forge elements heavier than iron, and the energy released by them triggers the star to expand yet again. During the death of a star, some atoms drift gently while others shoot at warp speed into space. Eventually, these atoms are recycled by processes that give birth to new stars and planets. Approximately 5 billion years ago, the Milky Way galaxy emitted all 92 elements now present on Earth. Gravity gathered them together, packing them together to form our solar system. It was not until a few 100 million years later that Earth was formed.
To thank you for watching this video, we're offering you an absolutely free training webinar. Have you ever wondered how to end procrastination and self-sabotage so you can unleash your full potential to live the life you deserve? #1 best-selling author and high-performance coach Peter Sage is hosting a free webinar where he'll teach you how to increase your wealth with less time and struggle, and also how to hyper-boost your growth and success so you can finally break out of any rut you find yourself in. Right now, Peter and his team are offering a free $100 gift to anyone who doesn't find his webinar as the best use of their time within the last 5 years. Now, let's get back to the video.
How did we confirm all this? At first, it was just a theory, until during last year's summer solstice, Caltech astronomers saw a faint red dot in the night sky. They named it HFLS3. Hundreds of stars were forming within the galaxy. These celestial bodies with numerous new stars are referred to as starburst galaxies. HFLS3 forms stars at a rate 20,000 times greater than the Milky Way. Scientists who study distant stars have to travel back in time in order to see what is happening now, because the light they study must travel across the vast expanse of the universe. This takes months and years, or even a millennia. Astronomers must use the past tense when describing a star's birth or death. Two surprises emerge in the just arriving announcement on HFLS3. First, it turns out to be the oldest starburst galaxy known. In fact, HFLS3 formed 880 million years after the universe itself. As astronomers studied the chemistry of HFLS3, they found it had elements and dust that had formed from earlier generation of stars, in contrast to what they might have expected for such an early galaxy. According to them, it's similar to discovering a city where you would have expected to see a village early on in human history. Scientists believe that HFLS3 might help answer a few important questions. The Milky Way galaxy is about 12 billion years old. However, it doesn't create stars fast enough to have created the 92 elements present on Earth. There's been some debate over how so many heavy elements can accumulate so quickly. It's been suggested that high-speed star factories may be more common than we think. If so, the creation of heavy elements might have been stimulated early on. The first signs of life emerged on Earth within the next few billion years after the birth of the Milky Way. It's unclear how life began on Earth, but one thing is clear. All earthly elements and life on it came from outer space. Every atom in you was formed inside a star. We're made up of elements that developed in stars over billions of years in multiple eras. All life in the universe and on Earth originated from stardust, and it continues to float through us to this day, directly connecting us to the universe and rebuilding our bodies over and over throughout our lifetime. Until recently, we did not realize how important we were and are made up of fragments of stars and massive explosions in galaxies. As said before, all of the material in our bodies originates from residual stardust, and it gets into plants. People are made up of a few raw ingredients with elements that are so basic to life, which was created in stars. We're carbon-based beings, the bones made of calcium, and we walk on iron silicates on the ground and breathe oxygen. The nutrients in plants then become the nutrients we need to do everything we do, think, move, grow, and they are regenerated every few years. Often stars were so close to their planets that they are almost incomprehensible, but other stars had planets that were so close to them that they seemed cosmically close to one another. As you gaze into the sky, you're like zooming into space. For you to be here today, so many things had to happen in exactly the right sequence. Look up and remember there are so many things happening outside of right now. Stars are born, planets collide, galaxies are rotating, all of which are fascinating to witness and to learn more about. And you think these things have little to no impact on you. We were entirely dependent upon these events occurring in order for the Milky Way galaxy to form, a supernova to explode, the Earth to rotate around the Sun. All of these made it possible for us to exist. While the process that went for you to exist may seem intimidating, it shouldn't be something that would make you feel small. Remember that you're part of an ongoing cycle of life. Continue to look at the night sky and read about the stars. Sate your curiosities. Over time, you will see constellations not only as white dots on the skies, but ever-evolving beings. We can see them at various distances, shining in different colors and rotating at different speeds. It will remind you of all the possibilities that exist in outer space. How do you feel about being made of stardust? Let us know in the comment section below. And hey, if you've enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel so we continue giving you the best content. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.